What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Barbarian, back for the first time in a long time. And before I start off this video, talking about the Z4 and all that, I just want to wish everyone well and hopefully that everyone is doing alright during this world crisis which we have right now of the coronavirus. And my heart goes out for anyone who is currently suffering with it or has actually lost some way to it, especially to our European friends in Italy. I have many family in Italy as well, and they're all stuck inside just like we are inside the UK. Anyway, let's get on to the actual video. Naturally, to be expected as soon as I come outside, love England, it just starts to rain. So happy days. It's raining, and I'm going to show you my two-seater sports car. Anyway, let's get to the actual looking of the exterior, and then we'll talk about the interior a little bit. I've had the front bumper resprayed. As you can probably tell, it's not a different shade of grey, but in real life, in certain different lights, you can tell the bumper's been resprayed, but it's not horrendous. I think that's more of a nitpicking thing. As I've had this done twice now, because I literally got the car resprayed and then went to Asda, which is a supermarket in England, and some guy decided to scrape my whole front bumper, run away, not say anything about it, and yeah, that was fun. So I had to have this bumper resprayed twice, which is kind of a bummer, but because of that, now I've got this in here, which is a dash cam, which is recording when the engine's off for 24 hours, as pretty much this is more for like when I go to supermarkets and people run away kind of thing. Just trying to think what else I've done to the car. Oh yeah, the back parking sensors I have not repaired. There's one sensor out, I think it's this one here, but it's not really worth doing because the back end of the car is so small. If you can't reverse this small rear end, then you probably shouldn't be driving a car of this kind of caliber. The exhaust sounds fantastic. I would start it up, but to be honest with you, it's not really a good day to leave the camera on the floor. Wow. I actually cleaned this roof a little while ago, literally less than a week, and all this crap is on there again. So that's one major bummer of the car. The roof goes green whenever it can. I do use Maguire's roof cleaner, but I'm thinking there might be like some sort of secondary product which I'm missing, like some sort of conditioner. I have to look it up on the internet. I mean, it's just a bummer. It's just such a pain to clean. But overall, the car is in really good condition now. I'm really happy with it. The engine bay is in pretty good condition. Actually, I would open it, but as you can probably see and hear from my umbrella, it's absolutely pissing it down, which is always a good thing. Once I've stopped giving the tour upstairs, I'll go into my paperwork and I'll tell you what I've done to the car. But let's go inside the interior so you guys can have a quick look of the interior. This is the stereotypical BMW interior. Very, what's the word? I'm just going to say boring if I'm honest, but it's functional. That's the main thing. I'm lucky with this car as this car does have lots of options, which included the heated seats. I do have the additional speakers inside the back here, which allow for a great sound. I've got the almighty sports button. I've got my rain sensor up here, and the dash cam, which is quite discreet. I've hidden it so it's going through the trim up here, into that pillar, underneath here, and straight into here. And it's plugged in right here, which right now you can see it is currently recording, which is fantastic. It needs to be recording all the time. I've got my little Bluetooth receiver here, as this is going through the auxiliary. What else is there? I got automatic lights. My seats are electric. I would show you in more detail, but I'm kind of sitting on them. And where did I put my keys? I wonder. You have to have the key in for it to do this. There we go. I've got 77,000 miles, which is for a 17-year-old car, very, very small amount. I've replaced the gear knob because that was absolutely, it actually came off. That's how bad the gear knob was. I've replaced the steering wheel, as that literally looked like someone had ice skated on it. I've replaced this entire door card because this door card looked like absolute crap as well. These literally were falling off, so I bought a new pair of these. So I've gone for this silvery look instead of chrome, because this car did come with chrome everything, but I kind of didn't like it because it just didn't really suit the car in my point of view. One thing I would like to change, I do have, is probably this. It's not that bad, but it just looks old, but this is an old car at the end of the day. Everything inside here is working, which is great. I can't really complain about anything breaking with inside the car. Air conditioning blows cold, heating works, lights all good. And I'm now waffling on a bit, so let's go inside. Actually, you know what? I said I wasn't going to show you the underneath the bonnet, but I will, because why not? If I can find a catch. Haven't looked underneath there in a while as well. So here is the mighty M54 engine. Sounds still great to this day. Recently had it serviced, and it is a fantastic machine. I am very, very happy with this engine. I think this is probably one of the best engines I've ever had in my possession. And there we go. A quick thing I want to say to you guys. With these particular earlier cars, you'll see this. This is actually not a respray. I've seen lots of cars have this. It just seemed like the really early cars were just really badly done, unfortunately. Because I originally thought that my car had been resprayed, but I've seen so many other people's cars, just this particular kind of car, and this vintage and age had that same thing. So I don't think every single one of them has had a bad respray. It's done exactly the same way by the same person, especially across the whole country. So that's the only thing I'm going to say. So if you do see it like that, don't think it's a bad respray. It's just, unfortunately, these were the first run of the cars, and I think I may be incorrect here, but I just think that's how it was. Anyway, that's enough of the engine tour. Let's get inside where it's nice and dry and we can look at some receipts. Alright then, we are back inside where it's nice and warm and I don't have to worry about rain and stuff. So, when I first got the car, as I said before, it was in pretty naff condition. I've done many things to it, externally, internally and also mechanically. The first thing I did to the car, as you should always do to a car, is I had a service done to it, and I actually do not have that invoice, which kind of sucks. But I do believe it was about £200 for the first service. I've forgotten where I put the actual invoice, which is kind of annoying because I've got this massive folder full of invoices. Literally full of invoices from the past owner and myself. But the thing I did have done to it is the actual door handle for the driver's side was very stiff. So I had to literally give it a lot of persuasion to open. So what happened is that I then had the whole lock mechanism completely replaced. And then what happened after that is that the door, instead of not wanting to open, would now stay continuously open, and it would open by itself when I drove, which was lots of fun, as you can probably imagine. But pretty much any time I did, I think, a left turn, it would just go whoop, open. And I was like, no. So I had to take it back to the garage. They fixed it. Apparently, it was a faulty lock or mechanism, which they ordered, and they had it replaced, which was fantastic, fun. So yeah, that was £500 worth of fun there. What else was there? I had the I had the radiator changed because apparently that had a few holes in it, which was never a good thing to have inside that engine. Apparently the M54 engine does not like to cook, so I made sure that that was replaced straight away. That was only £200 to have it all done. And I have all my work done between two garages. One which is local, which is a local garage for stuff like MOTs and the door lock, because it had to be done straight away. And then I go to a BMW specialist in Camberley, which is TWG. Which if you don't know who they are and you have a BMW, you should probably look them up. Yeah, so I had the radiator done because it was leaking. Then I had the front discs and pads replaced because they were a bit perished. So instead of going with BMW OEM parts, I went with Brembo parts because they were actually cheaper, and I thought, Brembo, why not? And they had good reviews as well, so that was done. Then I had the most expensive bulb known to man. I got taken for a ride here, unfortunately. I should have known better, but it was December, it was almost Christmas, I do believe, at this point in time, so I got charged £90 for a bulb. Yes, they are a xenon bulb, apparently. Don't know if that's a thing. So Guildford Tire took me for a ride on that one, which was always nice of them. Then I replaced the fuel cap, because it was, you know, the BMW fuel caps have like a little bit of string. I should show a picture here. Yeah, that had completely snapped off, and I wanted to have that replaced because it just didn't look very nice, and I'm a bit of a guy for detail. And I don't actually have the other bits for the stuff I bought for the actual interior, because I bought a door card, a handle, because the handle's also snapped. Because the actual door cards didn't come with handles. It was fun. I bought a new gear knob and a steering wheel because all of it looked absolutely terrible and had been neglected. What else was there? Had the car serviced, full service, so spark plugs, oil, had the auxiliary belt changed. I had, the actual outside sensor had failed as well, so it kept saying -30 even though it was definitely not -30 outside. So very, very necessary to do it. It wasn't necessary to do it, but I don't want my car giving me crap information. What else was there? I had then had another garage fix the fan belt again, because the other garage actually messed it up, which was nice of them, the auxiliary belt. Apparently they put some sort of cheap OEM, not OEM, aftermarket part, which actually shredded very quickly in less than 6 months. Then I had the oil level sensor replaced in my car because it wouldn't tell me if I had low oil. And I also had the gasket changed, and pretty much had any other leaks on the engine fixed. And ever since that point in time, I had no leaks on the engine. The car stopped burning fuel, because I don't think it was actually ever burning fuel. Burning oil, sorry. Burning oil. So it doesn't have any burning oil anymore. I've not had to top it up once since then, which is quite annoying, because, I mean, it's good, but it's bad because I've got like 4 bottles of castor oil now, which I'm not going to use. Well, I have one inside the boot just in case. Then I had a airbag light fault, which I had diagnosed. Unfortunately, that's for another invoice, which was fun. Had all the micro filters replaced. Then I had the airbag. Had the airbag actually replaced, which was sucky. Had also the rear discs and pads replaced, and that cost me over £700, most recent bill. So the car at the moment, inside a gist of it, has cost me a bit of money in 2 years, but not stupid money, by no means. It's never left me stranded, yet. I love the car completely. It's in relatively good condition, as you can see from the video. The interior is pretty nice. It has nice new floor mats. It also has decent level all around, has a good sound system. The exterior of the car, it's a 17-year-old car. Naturally, it's going to have the odd stone chip here, there, everywhere. But you know, that's what you get with a car that vintage. So overall the car has been quite reliable. I'm just wondering, guys or ladies, if I was to do a video about what I actually got with the car, like for example, I've got this, which is some sort of I do believe this is like a pricing guide. Is it? Is this a price? Yeah. So this is the model prices, and I can actually work out how much my car originally cost from this, because this is from the year of my car. This is from 2003, which is always good. We could also go through this brochure here, which I do believe came out just before the car came out. So this is like, gives you like an idea of what marketing materials were available. If you want me to go through these at some point, maybe a different video, just let me know in the comments. And if you guys actually have a Z4, I'd love to know what model Z4 you have and why did you buy your Z4, because that's probably going to be my next video. Why did I buy a Z4? I'm going to try to avoid doing the 5 things I like, the 5 things I dislike, because that's so done now. And that is pretty much the end of this extremely long video. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, all that other jazz. If you didn't like the video, dislike the video, but at least tell me why you didn't like the video. And again, to everybody out there in the world right now, please look after yourselves, especially during this time of crisis, as we've all got to pull together and look after each other. Take care, guys. See you next time.